Hello, loves. It is a magnificent Monday. Of course, again, I told you last time I'm not going to be advertising when I'm going on because I'm going when I'm guided. And today I'm going to continue some of the stuff that I've already talked about in the first two videos about what's going on right now. I'm going to really talk about the magenta energy and back in early fall, I was working with the magenta energies and the rays coming in, and I've captured many photos of it when I was working in the mountains, in the Rocky Mountains. So you may have seen it on my website or on my articles or on Facebook or Instagram. But before I do anything else, I channeled a piece a couple weeks ago, or a few weeks ago, February 11th, it says, about the 144,000, okay? And I'm going to read it to you because a lot were questioning some of it because it is a channel, it's poetic, it also has activations in there to have you remember who you are. If you're from the first wave or the second wave of the Atlanteans, if you're part of the 144, this piece is an activation piece. So when people read it, they just thought it was a poem. And I've said so many times that everything that I write has activations in it. It's coded. So if you haven't read it or you haven't passed it on to other people, please do so. It's on my website. It's on my timeline. And it's called 144,000. But I'm going to read it to you to explain some stuff, okay? Because I keep getting questions, so I want to read this so you understand. So it says, "For why do thou not speak to thee, when thyself speaks of love so true? For thou turn your back in fear of thee, for this is not a quest to conquer you." This is about why do you not speak to God, to your own God self? Because you're an ego, okay? You speak about love, for when thyself speaks of love so true. You always, there's so many out there, they're talking about love and love of this special person, or you're teaching love or whatever. But when thyself speaks of love so true, you talk about the truth of love, but so many aren't out of the ego, separate self yet. You haven't moved to unselfish love. This is God talking through me to all of you. For thou turned your back in fear of thee. You turned your back when you went into ego. You turned your back from God, from our Creator, okay? And what God is saying is, for this is not a quest to conquer you. We are not trying to call you back to conquer you. We're trying to call you back to be your own true authentic self, to step out of your ego separate self, okay? That's the first little tiny section of this very meaningful piece that channeled through me. Open thy eyes of thy heart and soul. Open the eyes here. This is where the true eyes are. Please see with them thy truth of thee. See with the eyes, truth of who you are. For we descended from the heavens, from the all, the one. This we speak in the holy truth of we. I'm going to read the entire thing and then go back and pick out some points that I really want you to understand. And I am being told, I have Archangel Zadkiel here today who works with me with the magenta color, okay? That we really want you to share this because it's so important for everyone to understand this 144,000, this downloaded piece, okay? This channel piece. So let me read it in fullness. For why do thou not speak to thee, when thyself speaks of love so true? For thou turn your back in fear of thee, for this is not a quest to conquer you. Open thy eyes of thy heart and soul. Please see with them thy truth of thee. For we descended from the heavens, from the all, the one. This we speak in the holy truth of we. We seek thy souls to lift all up from your self-created darkness within. For thou disconnected in thy physical form when thou came to earth in original descend. A disconnect so painful too, thou have lost the way of love. Selfless love, the only love that connects all with all and the one above. Our love of one eternally embedded within our souls, as we arrive to assist holy love and truth to guide each one of you home. Thou art as we are as you, yet we still connect as we represent, to assist thou in your reconnect of heaven and earth within. Please do not run, hide, or walk away as we volunteered to assist your souls. In the journey to one, this has begun. No turning back now, as above, so below. As thee speaks thy truth unto you, you shudder in self-shame. Remember, dearest darling loves, your experiences were that, to balance all in between. All have lived thousands of lives, imprisoned in a world of hold. A world of greed as all fall to their knees, honoring darkness, not from soul. Your beliefs that you are separate, we ask you to see the truth. The only separation you have created is separate self-consciousness. Does this ring true? The focus on thyself shall end when thou wilt see with an open heart. Thou shalt return to universal love, as you were never separate, never apart. Universal consciousness connection allows you to live as we, to see thy big picture, that each soul on thy earth, a mere reflection of you and me. We come in purity from thy only true love. Thou shalt never turn thy back to you. Please look in thy eyes as we speak no lies. We have come as one. Love for you. Sons and daughters of God, they name us, children of the law of one. We live in harmony, here to reconnect thy lower self to thy higher above. Light up the 7 keys within, for it is time during this inner shift, ascending in grace to your inner light, for the kingdom of heaven is within. We are the 144,000 sons and daughters of God, you see. We came in universal love. Our eternal soul promise we keep, to return you to thy law of one, to your God-given rightful freedom. Hold thy hand, my loves. Allow thee to guide you home. For here no one feeds off anger, hate, and greed. In truth we live in love, as all souls will do again, as above, so below. No te mete. I love you. I channeled that on February 11th, and it's really, really important. That is what's going on. The 144,000 that came to return everyone, came to return you to your authentic self, to your connection back to who you are. So what I'm going to talk about here more in depth is going to explain some of this that came through. That for me really hits my heart, because I know why I'm here, and I'm not going to say any more because I with full compassion just want to burst into tears, because I want so everyone to understand this whole ascension process is to bring everyone home and to free everyone from this matrix. Okay? So, as I talked about in the first video, if you did not see it, go back and watch it. It's on my YouTube. Every one of these that I'm doing, I am downloading and then putting it on my YouTube, so that's always there, okay? The 144,000 piece is on my website, KeleenaMilner.com. You can go there and share it from there to as many people as you can. Share it to your Facebook. This has got to get passed around. People need to read this. People need to understand it as activation in there. So on the first actual day I talked to you all, I talked to you about how you're all angels, okay? And some people will say that, you know, it's the fallen angels. But to me, I don't feel, in my knowing, I don't feel that we are fallen. We had choice to come here. You had the choice to come to Earth, okay? You're all angels. But during the process, you came through and you disconnected with your God consciousness, okay? All of us did. Because, and as I wrote, I placed this line here before. This is the piece, and this is what is that separation from your God self when you start having beliefs placed upon you and stuff. And this is also the veil that happened, that occurred when you decided to come to Earth, okay? The only separation you have is the separation of the consciousness that I feel, okay? But we are always connected to the one, because we are all the creator, we are all the one. So as you came in, your authentic self, your angelic presence, you with the veil on the separation of the consciousness, as you grew. I made this box last time because I had said you get stuck in this little box of the ego self. And some call it, you call it the separate self. Okay, so we're in this little box that is created, and it's created through beliefs that are placed on us from the time we're children and as we grow to adults. And it's you know, let me write this. It's programming. You're programmed. Okay? It's complete programming. This boxed individual that you are, that you tend to get, you will get stuck in, is from programming, from beliefs, okay? And through those beliefs, you limit yourself, okay? You limit who you think you are, and you limit your possibilities. And Todd, my partner, talks about this on the work he does. He does not like the word limit. He won't even buy a car that says limited on it, because he so believes in unlimited possibilities. But you limit yourself in this ego box. You've put this wall around you, okay? And this creates pain and suffering, all right? And you put it there yourself. You've had these beliefs placed on you, and it was your choice to believe those. When you're a child, you're being constantly told, this isn't true, or don't believe this, or believe this, you have to be this, la la la. You have that from your parents, you have that from teachers, you have that from so many people that are in their own ego, that have been programmed themselves, okay? And each person's been programmed, okay? Everyone's been programmed. And they keep passing this on. Now it's up to you to step out of this programmed ego separate self that only serves yourself, okay? That, I've had all these downloads for the past couple years, and I'm like, how am I going to put this all here to explain to everybody? It's so much easier, I feel, to put it like this than to just write it. So the ego self serves the self. It serves just you, because you're like, it's all about me. Katumi sings that song, it's all about me. He sings that to me when I run into a person that's like that, that's still in this. And most people are. So this right now with the ascension process is what's taking you out of this. These walls have got to come down. They've got to come down so that you can return home to your authentic self, okay? To your angelic self. And this is the self that serves all, okay? I've written out, the last couple times I did this, I have scribbled all over, but I redid it today so that you can see it a little easier if you can't see it because I'm too close. Sorry. I have a little part when I have this little space and I try to get it on here for you. So I'm hoping you can see it. So the last video I talked about how these lower chakras are our connection to earth, okay? I said it's our physical, the physical earth body, and it's where all of our relationships, everything that we deal with in relationships are in these lower chakras. The solar plexus, the sacral, and the root. Okay, so these three here. And that's why a lot of you have energy blocks here, because you tend to have situations in your life that trigger you because the ego gets upset when somebody says something that angers you. Because you believe that your way is the right way, not theirs, so you start to get these blocks instead of allowing people their own belief system. Okay, so you create these blocks within you. You do it yourself. Ego self does it. I hope you're starting to understand this. So ego self creates these blocks in the energy, all right? Some things are connected to past lives, but you're reliving them in this life so you can see where your blocks are that you have to remove to move forward. Okay, so you have these lower ones that are, as I said, your earth, your physical life connection, your relationships all deal with through these lower chakras. The higher ones, you have the crown, the third eye, the throat, and the heart. Now, these for me, because in my knowing when back in my 20s, when I kept wondering why I was here, I kept hearing to help connect heaven to earth, to help bring back heaven to earth. Now, in my last few years, I finally understand it's to help all of you reconnect your heaven to your earth, okay? So these three chakras that we have here, those to me are heaven, okay? They represent heaven. There are abilities that higher self, and we need to connect. As I did this last time, I took the three out here, and I take the three out here, okay? And we'll make them here. So these three and these three have got to connect here, back to heart. Let's see if I can use this color. I'm not sure how these colors work. Okay, so we've got to connect these in here, okay? And when you connect to heaven, to earth, to soul, to spirit, who you truly are, you're reconnecting to your authentic self, who you truly are. And a lot of you have been asking, who am I, or what's my mission? What am I supposed to be doing? That all happens when you reconnect these. Now, the reconnection of these is when the crown and the root. The crown is violet, the root is red. When you mix those two colors together, what do you get? Magenta. And that's the colors that I have in those pictures when I was working in the Rocky Mountains in the early fall that are coming in. Those are the magenta energies that are coming in. They're trying to, that's the energy to be working with now to reconnect you to your authentic self, okay? You have the high heart, you have like, I see three colors here. I also see a turquoise in the heart. And that's when I was working with my chiropractor last Friday, and we were trying to figure out all these different things that we kept going back to the thymus, which is the heart, kept seeing turquoise with that as well. So there's other things that are going to be happening with this. And you're probably wondering, how do I do this? That's why Archangel Zadkiel is here, okay? So anyways, when you connect the lower chakras to the upper chakras, to return back to your authentic self, return back to your heart space, your heart center, where you're supposed to be living from, not the ego self, not the ego separate self. You connect with the magenta energy, okay? And the 8th chakra for me, which is the seat of the soul, they call it the soul star. I always say the seat of the soul is in the heart, which it is, because the seat of the soul is connected to soul. For me, I see it in the heart, but it's the connection to the 8th chakra, which for me, I see the 8th, some people see the 8th chakra as a different color, but I've always seen it as magenta, and I'm not sure why. I believe that others see it as magenta too. So I'm not sure why some see it as one color and some the other. I think some are also programmed to see it as a color when you go through certain trainings and stuff. I know my Reiki manuals have things with certain colors, but you have to trust what you see. And that's what I had to learn from this, to trust what I see. So above the violet, I see magenta. So for me, this is magenta. And this here, when you move from here to here, this is when you realize that you came here to serve all. You didn't come here to serve yourself. Okay? You didn't come here to live in the belief system, the belief systems that have been placed upon us. You didn't come here to live in pain and suffering. All right? So this is the part you have to break free from. You've got to knock down these walls, all right? And free yourself from the ego. It's up to you. And I said in the first video, a lot of people do not want to leave from this because they are very comfortable here because this is all they know. It's very comfortable living in that programmed life. It's very comfortable living in the ego life where I have this job that pays me $40, $50, $60, $70,000 a year. I'm very comfortable. I have a nice car. I'm very comfortable. I have fancy clothes. It's not why we came. We did not come here to be selfish. We came here to be selfless. And selfless is serving all. Selfless is living from the heart in compassion. Compassion is key. Compassion, I see. When I see the word compassion, I see that magenta color. But I also see green with it. And that's probably why I put the green and pink here. I see those two colors, which to me is also the Christos energy. The balance, okay, that's the balance of the masculine, feminine, the two. That's the balance of, I'm going to say Mother God and Father God. It's the Sophia and Christ. It's those energies that come together in balance, that come together in harmony and create balance. So that's the other thing. When you connect these three to these three, it creates the balance within. When you go here, this is your connection to that magenta energy, okay? So a lot of you are struggling. One of the ways you do that is you go through the dark night of the soul. Dun, dun, dun. It's not as bad as you think. All it's doing is pushing you to step out of the old energy, the old ways, the programming that you've had placed on you, to step out of the ego self. That's what it's doing. That's what the dark night of the soul does. It pushes you to face your own demons, they're saying. It pushes you to face your dark side. And then it pushes you to accept that dark side and then move into your light. Okay? You have to have the balance of both dark and light to be in your wholeness and to be complete. It's so very important. Okay. Zadkiel would like me to take you in and bring this magenta energy in. Okay. So, let's try and do this. I want everyone to take a deep breath in through the nose, as deep as you can, expanding your lungs, feeling it all the way down to the tailbone, and then allowing the breath to fall out of the mouth. And continue to follow that breathing. I just realized this morning I set up a rose quartz crystal. You probably can't see it's rose quartz, and a green one this morning on the opposite sides of my computer. And here we are. This activation, allowing you to bring in the magenta energy, in no means that it skips you from having to remove yourself from ego. They are being very clear. It won't just happen for you. You have to face and you have to do the inner work. You have to do it. They're being very clear about that. The magenta energy is here upon the planet, so we're going to pull it in. Okay, we're going to pull it in. All right, through the 8th chakra, we're going to bring it in. We're going to bring it in through your chakras. Keep your breathing going. Relax. I also have the energy of gold above and silver. So I want you all to see the magenta color above your chakras, above entering the 8th chakra. It is part of your 8th chakra. I want you to see it coming down through your crown. Allow it to envelop you. That beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color of love. Of who you are is coming in. It's the spiritual love. It's the source love. It's the never-ending love entering your system. Coming down through your head, through your neck, into your shoulders, and down your arms. It's going down through your chest, down the torso, through the pelvic area, down in your legs, the knees, the ankles, the feet, touching your toes. And from here, we're exiting it to your Earth Star chakra. In fact, Gil is showing that this magenta color is now wrapping around you in a swirling motion outside of the body as well. See it circling around you. Feel it wrapping you in its warmth, going all the way up the body. It's up to your hips. It's up to your torso, your shoulders, your head. It is back up to the crown, and it is re-entering through the crown again. It's coming back in. It's engulfing your body. It's entering your heart. Feel the heart opening. Nahane otoshondo bayante, ira orokosondo tua. Ma ona santa reshetera mehiana arakwasite. Yosoro onoshodo tomata. Mariante nia. Una aratea. Usamani. Ma ora cara santoshe. U untemasa. Nayano onotuna sanadayakina arotona me. Yuro unosotua. I'm now being shown the merge of your crown chakra with your root chakra in the heart space. Just entering the heart space. So bringing the energy of all three upper chakras into the heart center and the three lower into the heart center. You may feel a deep opening. Matame utumaesa, ira urukunusutua, yasahainya umata, yariakatua, nemete, ushunamata, nehakwa, connection and oneness, unamate. Breathe. Look at yourself from outside. You radiate magenta energy. Your hands, your feet, your body, your heart. Nahambitu nosumo. Stay in this for a moment. You feel like you're floating, you're rotating. So we're going to ground you. See the energy going back to your Earth Star chakra. And from there, start rooting yourself back into Mother Earth. Send those roots out as deep as you can. Allow the energy to flow through you and into Mother Earth. And feel yourself starting to stabilize. For those of you that were spinning, you're no longer spinning. Breathe. Some of you may be seeing the magenta color in your third eye. And some of you may be feeling love. You should all be feeling engulfed in love. You are love. Breathe. Breathe and know that your true authentic self, your angelic self, never left. Your God self, your Christ self, is still within. I'm going to count to 3 and you can open your eyes. Nosotros matemieta irukua, ayana anasatesi, yoshona. You'll be at peace and love in your heart center. 1, 2, 3. Open your eyes. I feel very light. Yes, universal love. This is your reconnection to universal love. So I'm doing a little bit of this at a time. This may have seemed like a lot to take in today, but like I said, I'm doing this in sections. There's 2 other videos before this, and it's going to continue, okay? But just know right now that if you have not left your separate ego self, it's time for you to start working on that. I want to say a lot of people are feeling this right now. They are going through these catalytic heart awakenings that through different people through their life. They're either through soulmates, they're just through catalyst. Some of you feel it's a twin flame. The reason this is happening is to move you out of your ego self, to return you back to love. Okay? This is your authentic self. This is where you're supposed to be. And the 144,000, those that came to help you so that you can remove yourself from the matrix to go home, we are teaching this. We all want you to come home. We want you to come home to where you belong. Back to source. Back to love. Matona santarena tea. Na antoma. Nasa tormata yetua. Ana anasoto namete urukuno sunto toa. Birana anasoto nesente. Yusho oro matai mayano una. Are kura santa tashotoa. Misina anakoro sunto toa santa damatua e santarene sunto tomayana. Uru sunto tomataya. Iro un umatatata. Usutoro sunto mayana ina. Ya kohante. Usutoro annene. Mate una un panete. Un tesiana. Upe. Urokonoto. It's time to come home. Namaste. Eternal love. Eternal light. Eternal life. Doshamata. Masuntaramate. Yeah. I love you.